Hello and welcome to my second video on the FanTeam Focus YouTube channel. This video I'm going to talk to you about the best bargains available in the Game Week 34 FanTeam Weekly Monster Tournament. Let's get going. First up, it's the main man, it's Chris Wood. He's a man in form. He has 6 goals and 3 assists in his last 6 Premier League starts, which included an incredible hat-trick last week against Wolverhampton Wanderers, in which he received a 20-point haul in FanTeam. The thing that's impressive about Chris Wood is his underlying statistics are actually very, very good. He scored 4 goals in April, but he also had the highest XG across the month, which means he's not only getting the chances, he's also taking them, which is of course incredibly important. He's playing against the West Ham side, who have an injury-ravaged defence. No Creswell, no Masuaku, no Dawson, no Declan Rice. It's going to be incredibly difficult for them. And the thing about West Ham recently is they've conceded 11 goals in their last 5 games. Most importantly, though, when it comes to Burnley, is that they've actually conceded 8 of those 11 goals from crosses. When it comes to Chris Wood, that's an absolute dream world. So for me, 8.6 million, bargain. Next up, I'm going for fantasy football phenomenon and Northern Ireland international, Stuart Dallas. So far this season, he has 7 goals, 2 assists, and 10 clean sheets to his name, making him FanTeam's second highest scoring defender overall. The most attractive thing about Stuart Dallas is the fact that he is a defender. Technically in the game, he's classified as a defender, but he's actually playing in midfield. He's playing in central midfield due to Alioski taking his left-back position. The central midfielder in the Leeds lineup basically has to make lung-busting runs from defence to attack. He makes those late runs into the box, he creates chances, and he scores goals. And Stuart Dallas is proving that the step up to the Premier League certainly doesn't affect him. And for me, I think he's been absolutely fantastic and is a key reason that Leeds are in the top half so far this season. This week, he's playing a Brighton side who are single-handedly attempting to destroy the XG metric. They should have scored hundreds, maybe thousands of goals in the Premier League so far this season, but they got about 10. So if you do pick him, he's 7.5 million. Great value. You just have to hope Brighton are having one of their bad days, basically. Next up, I'm going for an England duo of fullbacks. We've got Luke Shaw at 7.2 million and Trent Alexander-Arnold at 7.5 million. The main reason that I've decided to group these two together is because the Manchester United versus Liverpool fixtures in the Premier League in recent memory have been absolutely diabolical to watch. The reverse fixture ended 0-0. And the last 10 games between the two sides in the Premier League have only resulted in 14 goals. So I'd be incredibly shocked if we didn't get 1 clean sheet, maybe even 2. You can also look into their attacking potential. Since the start of 2021, Luke Shaw has the 4th best expected assists in the Premier League, behind only Rafinha, Heung-min Son and Bruno Fernandes. That's incredibly impressive for a left-back. Trent Alexander-Arnold isn't far behind in 6th spot. And again, he has a lot to prove going into Euro 2020, where he's still vying for that right-back spot. Big games like this, like Manchester United versus Liverpool, there's going to be a lot of eyes on these games. And I think they're going to be a key component in Gareth Southgate's decision-making when it comes to, is he realistically going to be able to play against the likes of Mbappe for France if he can't deal with Dan James for Manchester United? I think he needs to prove himself and needs to have a very, very good game. So hopefully he'll get an assist, he'll get a clean sheet, lots of points in FanTeam. I think I would choose Trent over Shaw. Next up, I'm going for Mbaye Diagne for West Brom. He's been priced at 8 million and has been a real handful for defenders in the Premier League so far since he made his debut. He's also been great fun to watch. As a target man himself, I'm hoping he can replicate the form of Chris Wood, who caused some major problems for that Wolves defence last game week. Since making his debut in January, Diagne has the 6th highest XG in the Premier League, which is very, very good considering he is playing for a lowly West Brom side. West Brom, they kind of look like they're playing with a bit of freedom now as they basically know they're relegated. In April, they had some good results, a win at Chelsea, a nice 3-0 win against Southampton where they had an XG of 2.77 and an incredibly unfortunate draw with Aston Villa where they conceded an equaliser in the last minute. I think quite often FanTeam is about picking the right double ups and triple ups. And as I mentioned in my top 5 picks video, I think Matheus Pereira is very, very good this game week. So for me, the double up on those two it could come good and hopefully will help us make a bit of money. Next up, it's a player that I believe to be such a bargain at 7.2 million that I've already mentioned him in my top 5 picks of the game week video posted earlier on in the week, and I'm also paying homage to him with this lovely French shirt. It's Allan Saint-Maximin. The main reason that I'm choosing ASM is the fact that he's going to be playing what is likely to be a second string Arsenal lineup due to their involvement in the Europa League on Thursday night against Villarreal. Arsenal have very little to play for in the league. They're probably going to come 9th to 11th. If they win the Europa League, they're going to get a Champions League spot. So that's where their head's at right now. Similarly, Newcastle still do have a little something to play for in the Premier League, maybe one more win, and they're likely to be safe. Since ASM came back to full fitness, he's played 4 games. In that time, they've drawn with Spurs, drawn with Liverpool, beat Burnley and beat West Ham. And in that time, he has a goal involvement per 90 of 0.81, which is right up there with the best players in the league. Similarly, he could be partnered this week by Callum Wilson, who is slowly coming back to full fitness. If we have that deadly duo back in the Newcastle lineup, I'd be surprised if they didn't win this game quite easily against Arsenal. And for me, if we do hear news on Callum Wilson, I think I'll probably have both of them in my team. And that is that for the Game Week 34 bargain buys for the weekly Monster tournament. Once again, please feel free to tweet me or DM me if you have any tips yourself. I'm very, very happy to listen. Last week in Game Week 33, I bought a £1.80 ticket and an £18 ticket and made about £30 profit. So I did okay, but there's certainly still room to improve. And I'd love to hear your advice. Cheers, lads. In a bit.